Oh, yeah, maybe.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see some beautiful, familiar faces and some new faces. Thank y'all for joining us. Welcome, welcome. So we're going to get started. You have tuned in to the official relaunch of our My Mind Matters 2. This is a series that we have continued on, inspired by the work that we did in May, honoring Mental Health Awareness Month. And we decided we're going to carry on that energy because it's just been really beautiful to build with folks, to share, to learn, to grow with each other. So we're going to continue. This is My Mind Matters 2. And a lot of the challenges and the energy that is just in the world right now, and we know we wanted to kind of create a space for a reset, for us to have opportunity to go within, to heal from the racial trauma in our mind and our body and our spirit and in our community. And so we're thankful that y'all have joined us. If you have not grabbed a pen or a journal or some water, something to nourish yourself with, please do so. And we're going to get started. Thank y'all for joining us. As we continue, I just wanted to do a little Zoom housekeeping. So y'all who may or may not be familiar with this platform, some of you we may have Zoom fatigue ourselves, but just a few ways to participate. You can utilize the chat on the bottom part. You will see a control bar on the bottom, and there's an opportunity for you to participate via chat. If it doesn't show up originally, you can go to the More button and you'll see chat that's there. We may also be able to see the participants that are here. If you want to raise your hand, tell us to go faster or go slower, there's opportunity for you to do so using the participant button that's there. And also, depending on how large of a group we get, we may or may not do breakout rooms. If we do breakout rooms, you'll see a screen pop up on your, a little box pop up on your screen. Just click join, and just remember that if there is the time when the breakout sessions are ending, then they will just kind of count you down and close you back. They're a little unforgiving if you're in the middle of a sentence, so please be mindful of that process of how it just counts folks down and jumps you right back in. So, and another piece too, just so you all know that this meeting is recorded. We will be sharing it on our YouTube channel and really just trying to build so that more folks can be able to participate who are not able to log in right at this moment. I really just wanted to share the conversation so that we can spread the healing around the world. That is the work that we do. So before we get started any longer, I want to start my video and introduce you to my partner in this process, Brother Sizwe.
Blessings, y'all. My name is Brother Sizwe Andrews Abakai, co-creator, Spiritwurx, and you know we keep saying Spiritwurx. Spiritwurx. Who are we? We are pretty much an organization that you see right in front of you right now that really believes in intergenerational wellness and the thriving of our families and communities. And we achieve this through cultural events, community convenings, professional consulting, wellness coaching, and just overall, just, you know, connecting with good people, right? We know that our wealth is in our social capital, so we just want to just keep creating and building with all of us, you know what I'm saying, all of you, and, you know, learning and sharing, working on this collective genius.
Indeed, indeed. So thank y'all for joining us. Indeed, we want to get a sense around who is in the room as well. Considering we got a small group of 12 folks right now, let's just do a little roll call. We'd like to know if you could please share your name, where you were calling from, and what's one word that describes how you're feeling right now. And again, we're just doing one word. This is a real quick check-in. just so we can get a sense around who's in the role. So please be mindful of the time. I am going to make this a little bit easier by just calling on folks, and then I will unmute you, and then you can share with us. Sound good? Everybody's good? All right, let's start with Yolanda.
Good afternoon. My name is Yolanda Cater. I'm from Alameda, California. And one word to describe how I'm feeling right now, anxious.
You said anxious?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Yolanda. And Brother Naru, you joining us. Welcome.
Oh, yes. I'm here in East Oakland, California. And I'm feeling fantastic, really.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go with CJ and then Donna.
Hi, this is CJ. I am born and raised in East Oakland. I'm living currently in Alameda, and I am feeling fired up.
Nice. That's nice. Yes, indeed. Thank you. And Donna?
I am Donna. I am in Berkeley, and one word is hopeful.
Yes. Hopeful indeed. All right, let's hear from Jeb and then Julia. Jeb, are you there? I know I saw you earlier.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Oh, I'll unmute you. There we go. Oh, almost. Let's see.
How about that?
There we
Can you
go.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hi, Jeb.
But we can't see me.
I can see you.
Oh, you can. So can you see what kind of shirt I'm wearing?
I do see your Ancestors Walk With Me shirt. I sure do.
Represent. I see you, brother.
I'm the only white guy wearing a shirt on like this today. I'm glad to say. Way I feel, I'm Jeb, J-E-B. I'm a real fan of Spiritwurx. I live in Palo Alto, and I'm really glad to see the cops on their knees.
Thank you, Jeb. Thank you very much. All right, who did I say next was after Jeb? Let's go with yes, Julia. Yes, I did.
Hi,
Julia.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Julia, and I'm just excited to listen to any new information and to be around like-minded people so we can go about in racial healing and how we could apply our knowledge to affect local changes and thereby globally.
Nice. Thank you, Julia. And I see you got your baby right there in your arms. Blessed baby.
My grandchild.
Lovely. Grandbaby.
You want to take my grandchild to the peaceful protest, so I can't stay long, but I'm trying to stay as long as I can.
All right. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let's hear from Terry, then Lisa. Oh, I'll unmute you, Terry. Hold on. Oop. There we go. Yep.
My name's Terry. I'm in East Palo Alto. I have mixed feelings. So I'm feeling wounded and angry and sad. I'm also feeling hopeful and grateful about all the people that are coming together to nurture each other and come up with constructive ideas.
Nice. Yes, indeed. Thank you. And then Lisa. Oh, hold on. Let me unmute you. Hold on. Oh, I think you might have to click agree to unmute on your end. There we go. Oh, we still can't hear you. It says you're unmuted, but we're not hearing your voice yet. Are you there, Lisa?
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Yes, we can.
Wonderful. I'm Lisa from San Ramon, and I teach in the OUSD sub and on to teach hopefully very soon. And I guess I would echo the same statement as the gentleman from Palo Alto, and that he appreciated the picture of the gentleman taking a knee.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. And then let's hear from Monique and then Mari.
Hi, my name is Monique. I'm from Berkeley, California, and right now I'm just feeling overwhelmed.
I'm glad you're joining us, Monique. Thank you for joining us, even in that space of overwhelm. I'm glad you're here, sis. And then Mari. Is that how you say it, Mary?
Mary.
Mary, okay, welcome.
Thank you. I am grateful to have experienced the experience Sankofa at Stanford, and I'm calling from San Jose, and I guess I'm feeling open and grateful to be here.
Nice, thank you. Ashe. And I think that's everyone. We just had one person who just joined us on a Galaxy J7 star. We're just doing a quick check-in. If you would tell us what your name is, where you are calling from, and what's one word that describes how you're feeling right now. Did you hear that? Galaxy 7J star. I did that backwards.
Hi, how are you?
We're good, thank you. Tell us your name.
Ramona.
Hi, Ramona. Where are you calling from?
Richmond, California.
What's one word that describes how you're feeling right now?
Probably angry and anxious.
Yep. All right. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, and my girlfriend, Anitra.
Hi, Anitra.
Hello.
And you're calling from Richmond as well?
Yes.
Yes. And what's one word that describes how you are feeling?
Sad.
Sad, yeah.
Depressed, angry, anxious, pissed.
Yeah. All of those are real feelings, y'all. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. So we wanted to set our stage right here, just kind of checking in around who's here. You know, there's a lot of folks from different places, and we're all affected in different ways around what's happening in the world right now. And so we just wanted to take a minute to just get ourselves grounded in the power of this moment right now. So I'm going to ask y'all to just take a moment to just take a deep breath in. And exhale as fully as you can. We know that our mind often jumps from past to future, rarely staying in this present moment. But we know when we tap into this very present moment, we find power right there. Things have happened in the past. Things are going to happen in the future. But all we have right now is this little gift, the present. And let's find our power right there. So as we take a deep breath in, just see if you can just notice your feet on the ground, or whatever part of your body is touching a solid, stable surface underneath you, whether it's your sit bones sitting in a chair. Just notice how that feels underneath your feet, underneath your bottom. And as you inhale in fully, just press into that place that you are sitting into, that you are standing on. Just press a little bit of energy, finding that solid ground underneath you. Just keep breathing into that strength of that solid foundation that you have. That solid space that is supporting you, that is holding you. And with every breath you take, just use the intention, your imagination, your hopefulness, whatever it is that you want to pull on and ground yourself with. Just imagine that what you're standing on completely supports you from now and forever. That is the foundation of love or peace or justice or truth that you are sitting in and standing in right in this moment. Whatever is true for you, you claim it. You know it. Just breathe into that and let it just settle into every part of your body as you exhale. Take 2 more deep breaths in. Just exhaling into that good, solid presence. And when you're ready, just return to your natural breathing. And if you close your eyes, you can open your eyes and just feel yourself in this room right now. And we start with the power of the present because that is where, again, where our power comes from. And I'm gonna ask y'all to use the chat feature real quick and just tell me how did that feel? How did that feel to just pause for just a moment, to come into this present moment, to focus on your breathing and to claim a foundation? Y'all wanna just use the chat feature and just tell me one word or one thing how that felt for you? Particularly grounding, calming, necessary, grounded. Yes, calming and centering. I see y'all. I appreciate that. And that was what? Maybe 1 minute. 1 minute of a practice that we can use. And when all of this world is on fire, when all of this is happening, when there's a lot of chaos around us, we have that power, that free tool to just allow ourselves to come into our moment, this very beautiful moment. So thank y'all for participating with that. One little tool y'all get to take with you already.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for participating in that. Thank you. So this next section that we're going to be working with is going to be around, this May we focused on our mental health, and now we really recognize that there's a whole lot of racial healing that we need. And so we wanted to get into a little conversation around how we define race. And for a lot of folks, we can really get into the conversation that race is a social construct. And yet it is a very important element that defines us, that is part of the identity of who we are and how we show up in the world. And so that's like adding in parts of sociology, of culture, of our experiences, of politics, of biology. All those things are real. But the question really remains like here is, how do you identify? There's all these different poses of how you identify. So again, let's use the chat feature and just shout out how you feel, how you identify. Do you identify as an African woman? Do you identify as an Asian American immigrant? Do you identify as whatever it might be, right? Whatever might be real to you. Just use the chat feature and then we'll share it out. Just a moment for you to just identify.
I don't know what the chat feature is. Should have chat room baby. I don't know where the chat feature is. I'm trying to find it on my phone.
Oh yeah, sometimes on the phone it's a little tricky. There, if you swipe right or left, sometimes on the page, then you'll be able to get to the other components of the Zoom features. But if that's challenging for you, sis, you could just tell us now, since we got you unmuted. You could just tell us how you identify if you like.
Well, of course, African American, but a lot of people say I look Middle Eastern, so I just pass as that at times. But it still doesn't, it's hard to explain. The cop still says African American.
Yeah, sure.
But my Black people look at me as Middle Eastern, even though it's a form of African. It's still like separated in a sense where they be like, oh, she look Middle Eastern, or she look that. Every week somebody always asks me, what are you mixed with? So yeah, Black people think I'm trying to act like them when I am them, and then Ethiopian people think that I'm trying to act Black, so it's kind of weird.
Got it. Yep. Yep. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We also have on here on the chat, folks have said Asian American woman, Black woman, African American woman, African American woman, African American of West African descent, descendant of stolen people, African American woman, privileged white senior. Yep. Yep. All those are real. Those are all elements of how we identify. And I think I appreciate the elements of this conversation because the identity is both elements of our power and also components of how we connect to other people. And so let's talk about that really as we talk about the levels of our being.
I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
I identify myself as Filipino, but I think for over 20, 25 years, I'm surrounded mostly with Blacks, and my husband's Black, and every day I'm always talking about the Black plight and ways we can be active in racial healing. So what would that be labeled as? Because I'm not even around a lot of Filipinos, and a lot of the Filipinos I'm around, they've been brainwashed and colonized despite them being in this country, and with what do you say? With the white centering, like as if white is the goal. So I don't even really be around Filipinos like that. So what would that perception be? Like I'm Filipino, or I'm just Filipino?
I mean, that's really for you to decide.
I'm asking you.
Right? This is a good question.
If anyone has an input.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that you being a Filipino woman is important. And I think also recognizing how the impact of white supremacy on the consciousness of people is real, and that impact is not just on, people of color, but it's on everyone, right? And so we have to be able to work through those things. So yeah, absolutely. I think that is a good question for you to think about, and your identity is something that really that you get to decide. It is what you get to hold on to, and what gives you power and what gives you truth and peace, actually, more so. Does that make sense?
But I think at the same time, a lot of people, people like me, will say, okay, I'm this, but then we still have the privilege of going to a job and just saying, oh yeah, I'm white passing, So I think people should be conscious of that, because there's I have a play brother that I've been brothers, sisters with him for a long time, and he's Black, but he looks white, and he lets people assume he's white. But then when it's convenient to be Black, he's Black. So it's just like, so I think there's with your drawing ways to find, I think there's a lot of percent of that, and the privileges in each of those circles that you are mentioning, that we all benefit from, no matter what in this country. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the most important thing is really just exploring the question. I think kind of what I'm hearing is maybe you really haven't sat with that, just that question. But I think the importance is just the identity, just that's your power, that's your freedom. You know what I mean? So it's definitely good to get input, outside of yourself. But, my offering is just sit in stillness, sis, and just, really think about what that means for you, because you're right. There's many nuances in each one of these circles, right? Our sociology, our culture, our experiences, right? You could have a similar race culture and a different household culture, same community, same Black folks, same Filipino folks, but it's all the nuances within that. So I think really, who's Julia? I just think that's the first question, is like, who am I? How do I want to move through this world? So
yes,
you know what I mean? That's actually a great segue as we move on into kind of like healing, you know what I mean? Because a lot of not wanting to look at ourselves really comes from those scars, those wounds, that pain, those traumas. So we know that healing is a process, right? And it's a part of doing that mirror work is a part of that process of being well. We look at well-being as a verb. You know what I mean? It's not a noun. It's not something finite. It's something that's always moving, something you're always moving towards. Thinking about my brother Naru right now as he popped up on the screen, just his journey as he moved through alkaline. I've been watching you post a lot of your meals, moving through the alkaline diet and how that's changed your life. And that's been a process, I'm sure, but it's not something I don't think you're willing to stop, because now you're in that verb. You know, now it's a part of you now. It's not something that seems like a task, but it's just more of just a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We all need support, right? We know that healing historically has always been collective in our communities, right? So as we come back together, we always need to think about, okay, what is it that I can do for my brothers and sisters that can help bring the best out of them? What do I need to do that's going to help bring the best out of me? A lot of that has to do really with just being vulnerable and sharing stories. So I was thankful for what I heard and saw as far as identity and just kind of, feelings that I've seen on this line so far.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And can I say something?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. Yeah. Chime in.
So it's just, just what's happening now, been happening, so and so. And I'm from Oakland, California, but I live in Richmond, so
right.
People like me usually don't move to another hood, that's dangerous. But, I get respect. You got to, like they say, wear the armor of God. You got to wear your hood armor when it's necessary, because if you don't, then, you know what I'm saying, you going to get God robbed or whatever. But I just feel like we trapped. It's this disease, this COVID-19, which really originated from, the white man in Wuhan, because it's a book. It's called The Eyes of Darkness. And he talks about it in 1891 or something, about how it's going to be a disease in 2020. So I just feel like it's a setup, and then it's a setup on our race. So it's just like we trapped in a bubble that we can't get out of. And, so many people came before us, as far as Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Huey P. Newton, and others. And I feel like we're not doing nothing about it. And I'm just really irritated, because in my city, I live here, even though I'm from Oakland, and I feel like nobody's standing up or doing anything, when there's a lot of stuff and racial profiling that goes around in Richmond, California. Mm-hmm. And I did a high speed last year. My grandma had passed away, and it was dark, and this car kept on following me, and I bust a right, they bust a right, I bust another right, they bust another right. So I smashed down my street and stopped. And then it was the police. Then they finally put their lights on. So, I had enough. I talked to them like, I feel like all my ancestors was inside of me, and I was pissed off. And I went in on that police officer. I went in so hard that I didn't get no ticket or anything, but I did call his superior and let them know. And then this was like maybe last month, they pulled over a guy. He didn't have his L's or whatever, but he helped the community, the kids and stuff. And they was trying to like really lay him down and put their hands on him. And I kept on saying, you ain't gonna do nothing. What's the penal code? Whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I feel like if I don't do nothing and just sit there and record, who am I? You know what I'm saying? For my people. What do I stand for if I'm always talking about Black power this and Black power that? So then, about 7 other cops came. I just clowned them. Y'all look like some fake Call of Duty. I mean, I just went in on them. My mouth is just reckless. And I feel like it needs to be like that, because if I wasn't there, then they would have had him on the ground doing some more stuff, because they was ready to take him down. And if I didn't, yell and do this and do that, you know what I'm saying, he would have got arrested. And I had enough. And then when they pull kids over, they know most of the kids ain't got no license or whatever. But if you see them and they trying, just give them a warning. If they keep on, then it's a consequence behind that. But don't just mess with them. So when they do, I'll always be yelling, "What you doing, Hadley?" I know the officer's name. I be going in. So it's to the point where I just want to start a program to where we all protected, especially Black people and people of color. Because it's just getting ridiculous. We shouldn't have already had our freedom. We shouldn't have already had our reparation. Where's my money? I don't care about that stimulus. Where's my reparation? Where's my money that my ancestors fought for? What about the Greenwood Massacre? Yeah. What about all that stuff that you did to us? And when I talk like that, they know I'm not scared of them. I could have 7, 8 police in my face and wouldn't be scared of a lick, because I know who I am, and I know, and they know, and they see it in my eye that I'm not scared, so they back off.
You know what, sis? I really appreciate your fire, actually. And that's a necessary fire that I think is for these times. And one of the things I think I would say is that is just to connect with folks who are doing that work. There's a lot of folks who are organizing right now, and I think that that's you know, part of what is necessary is just to connect with folks who are doing some of that organizing work. And one of them is the Anti-Police Terror Project. You can definitely link with them, and they're doing a lot of you know, just kind of connecting with folks who are trying to work this work. You know what I mean? So particularly on that line. But I think even deeper, like, you know, once reparations happens, and you know, once, you know, police are held accountable, there's still layers that we got to work with, right? There's still layers of like who we are. When we're going back to the question of our identity, there's still questions and layers about, you know, how it is that we're healing and what we're healing from. And so we wanted to offer this kind of perspective around looking at both Western psychology and Eastern philosophy to kind of think about the ways that we heal and how we line up and how we become in alignment with our purpose and our vision. If your purpose or whoever's, for all of our purpose is to do something, we all have a purpose to be out here. And if that's to hold police accountable, that could be that. If that's to make sure that we teach our children, it could be that. If that's to make sure that we are providing nourishing food for our community, it can be that, right? But all of those purposes are in alignment with something. And sometimes along the way, when we're working towards, you know, our purpose, when we're working towards being the best version of ourselves that we can, there's pains that come along the way, right? There's elements of things that have impacted who we are, that have shifted our capacity to be resilient. And so that could be whether it's layers around our physiological safety, right? Are our basic needs taken care of? Have we had enough food, shelter, and clothing? Or our basic needs, right? Down to the very, very foundation of who we are, right? And that sometimes can make us feel afraid or not enough or not worthy, right? And so as we go along this process of coming up to our, you know, self-actualization, we know that love is essential to that process. But in our process of loving, have we been hurt in that process? In our process, has that impacted our self-esteem? Has our heart ever been broken, right? And as we go along this process, we want to think about how it is that we heal from all of these pieces, because when we show up in the world, we want to be able to be our whole and best selves. And so that's partly what we wanted to offer to y'all, is just to think about these levels of trauma and how it impacts us, right? When we think about trauma as this equation of the events, the experiences, and the effects. And so the event can be a one-time happening or an ongoing thing. The experience can be, you know, something that's influenced by, you know, our beliefs, our identity, our lens on the world, right? And the effect is kind of how it lands on us, how it lands on our hearts, how it lands on our bodies, how it lands on our mental wellness, on our behavioral outcomes, on our spiritual, you know, practices, right? And these effects can happen one time or over a long, you know, kind of these effects can happen immediately, or over a long period of time. And so really we wanted to think about this kind of other piece, is that when we're thinking about healing, when we're thinking about justice, when we're thinking about trauma, when we're thinking about wellness, when we're thinking about peace and justice, we know that it happens on 3 different levels. And that's at the individual level with us. Like, how do we feel about who we are? Who are we, right? When we step into this world, who are we? How do we feel about who we are in this world? And then it impacts our interpersonal relationships. How do we relate with one another? Whether or not that's our family or our people in our community or the police or whoever it might be. How do we interact with these other human beings that are around us? And then on the 3rd level is the institutional level. How do we shift the policies and practices so that those are then reflective of what we want, right? So the institutions might be an institution of oppression. We talked about the police, and we know that that's a system of oppression in our communities. But it's also there's also opportunities for us to shift and transform those institutions as well. Businesses, media, there's all kinds of institutions, schools in particular, which is a lot of where our work has landed. And so we just know that as we grow and develop, we have to look at the levels of our healing and the levels of on all of these levels, right? On 1, 2, and 3, on the individual, on the interpersonal, and the institutional level. And so we wanted to share a little story about a sister named Mia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Mia, you know, she pretty much came from a solid foundation. You know, she's was born to kind of love herself, know herself. You know what I mean? She's happy, she's brilliant, positive, and know where she's going. You know, but unfortunately, she is born in this world. You know what I mean? And in this world, you have a lot of toxins raining down on you. You know, the toxin probably raining down hardest right now is this racism. The system of racism that we're dealing with. You know, this classism, this poverty, homophobia, you know, colorism even. You know, it starts raining down on her. And as you can see, some of that rain starts eating through her umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Starting to get into her skin. Right? So she's starting to absorb these philosophies now. Her energy is shifted. You know what I mean? And I'm sure we've all experienced this before where one experience or one situation has shifted our energy, and then we bring that energy with us into our interpersonal relationships, right? So now we, you know, our relationships are getting all crazy because of a situation that we haven't necessarily healed from or acknowledged, right? Take these situations into these institutions.
Oh, sorry.
And on the institutional level is where things are put into policy and put into more structures and made more concrete, right? That continue to perpetuate this system of just unresolved trauma. So what we're suggesting is, what if we was able to flip that, right? Because, you know, phrasing race relationship, racial chasms, racial justice, racial profiling, white privilege, even white supremacy serves to obscure that racism is a visceral experience, right? We feel it in our body, right? We feel it. That is dislodged brains, blocks airwaves, rips muscles, extracts organs, cracks bones, breaks teeth. You must always remember that the sociology, the history, the economics, the graphs, the charts, and the regressions all land with the great violence upon the body. Right? Ta-Nehisi Coates, Between the World and Me. If y'all haven't read that book, it's a little quote one to pull out. But just the impact that this is really having on us, right? Just on the brain in particular, right? As we think about our mental health.
So we wanted to think about, you know, the brain and the body, like what has been the impact of racism and the stress that we're feeling on our bodies? What's the impact that we're having on our own personal health, right? Do we know somebody who has high blood pressure? Or do we have high blood pressure, right? Or we have increased inflammation within our joints, aches and pains and muscle tightness throughout our body, right? Is it hard for us to absorb nutrition, right? Are we getting bloated? Are we feeling different things in our body, in our gut, in our digestive system? What about our immune system? You know, a lot of us, I know when I'm feeling particularly stressed, I get sick, you know, I get a little cold. And right now, you know, there's a whole lot of stresses that are on our bodies and a whole lot of, you know, need for our immune system to be of tip-top shape, right? And so we want to think about how it is that we move through these things, these impacts, and the impact on our body with our capacity to be able to be well. And so one key to our being well is our breath. And we shared a little practice earlier together, but we know that the impact of regular, consistent, conscious, intentional breathing can do wonders for our health and wellness. And so I wanted to share another breathing practice with y'all. It's called rhythmic breathing. And so we just wanted to be able to share this piece because it's a tool that y'all can take with you at any time. And so when you're feeling like your body's not feeling well, when you might be feeling that there are things that are impacting your levels of stress, even talking about trauma and even talking about the impacts of our health on our health makes my body feel a little extra and antsy. You know what I'm saying? So let's be able to move that through our bodies just a little bit. Oop, we went backwards. And so we're going to use this tool of our breath. And it's basically the rhythmic breathing. So we'll inhale for a count of 3 or 4 and exhale for a count of 6 or 8. And basically the tool is be able to double your exhale, to slow down your exhale to be twice as long as your inhale. And so whatever rhythm that you can use works for you. And really just being able to do this practice, you know, throughout your day can lower your blood pressure. You know, even if you feel You know, at a moment when you might have some stillness, if you want to even test your own process, when you are exhaling, your heart rate slows down. And when our heart rate slows down, we're able to kind of come back into the rest and digest space of our body so that we can heal all that we need to be able to heal, right? And so we'll just do a few minutes of practice. Are y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep, cool, all right. So just a few minutes of practice where we'll just allow ourselves to just focus on our exhale just a little bit. So first, let's just find ourselves comfortable. See if you can align your hips and your shoulders and your ears so that there's a nice alignment in your spine. So your breath can just kind of fill your body as beautifully as possible. And then when you're ready, you can begin to take a nice deep breath in to a count of 3 or 4, and then exhale to a count of 6 or 8. And I know that there's a lot of, we didn't share this with y'all, but just a little side note, we have 5 children together, and there's 8 of us in our household, so you may hear a little bit of noise here and there, but that's just life, that's how it goes. So bear with us as we go in, because we're all in this together. So just a little disclaimer as we get into this meditation process, that you might hear some sounds on our end. So again, let's just take a little deep breath in and fully, and exhale. And then when you're ready, you can count in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just keep going at your own pace, finding a rhythm that works for you, counting into 2 to 3 or 4, and counting out to 6 or 8 in your mind. Just using this rhythmic breathing to slow down your heart rate, to breathe in that goodness and that healing and that immunity that is yours. Just keep breathing into a count of 4 or out to a count of 8. And as you breathe in, just focus on every part of that breath as it's going in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feeling the warmth and the texture. Feeling it fill your lungs. And feeling the exhale as your shoulders drop. And just noticing every part of that breath as it goes in. See if you can track it with your mind as you're breathing in to a count of 3 or 4 and out to a count of 6 or 8. We'll take 2 more deep breaths in, just following that good breath, letting it nourish your body, nourish your mind, nourish your thoughts. And return to your natural breathing. Just take a moment to just notice how that feels throughout you right now. I know when the energy gets real high, real intense, this is the way to slow it back down again. Bring it back to your equilibrium, to your balance, to what is yours. Nicely done, everyone. Beautiful. Do y'all feel any change, notice any difference using the rhythmic breathing than just using the regular slowing down and being aware of your breath?
It's calming. It's calming.
It's calming, nice, yeah. Feeling more relaxed, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this method because it's I be getting angry a lot sometimes, and I just be going overboard. But if I just breathe a little bit, then I think I'll be way more better in a lot of situations.
Absolutely,
That I
yeah.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sis. Naru said he drifted off to sleep. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this: that when sometimes I have trouble falling asleep, and I use this breathing to help me fall asleep. Right? So it's definitely one of those things that can help you in that. And even sis, what you're mentioning about, just being able to be a little bit. Sometimes when we use this breath before we make a choice, then we're a little bit clearer of the choice that we make. Like when we're in have a situation we have to respond to, instead of just reacting. If we take a moment, take a breath, and then we can respond, then we can be a little bit more clear and even a little bit more in alignment with what you really want to create in your life. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to share, just even in this process, is around, this, for me, I've been, for those of you who don't know, I am.
Call it back, because I'm in a session.
Oh God, I'm just gonna mute you real quick, Ramona. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No, all good, we good. So one of the things that I was gonna share is that along my healing journey, I came to the practice of yoga because it really was something that I needed just to help regulate my own stress response to a lot of different things. So I was working with youth development and holding a lot of trauma for a lot of folks for a very long time, doing crisis intervention work, helping to support young people in high schools and middle schools through a lot of different things, and as well as holding staff and adults and folks who support young people with how they can maintain their own wellness given the kind of chaos that exists within schools in particular. And so along that journey, I came to an organization called Niroga that I love dearly, and I did a therapeutic yoga teacher training with them, and I have an advanced yoga teacher training, and I do yoga classes when we're back to seeing each other face to face. So one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot in that process is that, yoga has been a process, or mindful movement has been a process for me to be able to heal, but it's also been a process of my own emotional and social transformation. And so that's really the key that I think about for how it is that we can use our bodies and our minds and our spirits to be able to heal through different things, different traumas, different experiences of pain, even chronic conditions and so forth. And so the 4 keys that I think about are movement. Now, I'm just gonna ask y'all to practice something with me real quick. And so if you can, if your arms are free and able, just lift up your arm and then drop it back down again. And lift up your other arm and drop it back down again. So that's movement, right? Movement is important. But now let's bring some awareness to that movement. So now as we lift up our arm, see if you can feel every muscle of that arm lifting and engaging as you go straight tall to the top. And then then being able to just bring it back down again and see if you feel every muscle moving, every fiber of your arm moving. Same thing on the other side. See if you can notice every muscle, bone, fiber, tendon, vein move as you are moving your arm up and down. Do y'all notice the difference between the straight movement and then the awareness of your movement? There's a difference there, yes? Yeah. So now let's add in the third key, of our breath. So now we're gonna bring our awareness to that movement by lifting our arm up with an inhale. Inhaling all the way up and exhaling, bringing it down, aware of every part of the movement, moving with our breath. Same thing with the other side. Inhaling nice and deep, moving one arm up, aware of every muscle and fiber. When exhaling, bringing it back down again. Beautiful. So that's like the 1, 2, 3, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4 is bringing some intention to it. And that's the meaning that we create that helps to make it more transformative. So I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to set an intention for that movement. Say, for example, this movement, and I could say this movement is aligning me with my purpose. As I reach my hand up, I become more aligned with what I'm supposed to do in this world and aligned with my gifts that I want to offer to this world. That could be a meaning that you create for it. For someone else might think of, something that, this movement frees my heart from all that does not serve me anymore. And as I raise my hands, I give to the universe all that I don't need, and I bring back to myself and to my center all that I do need for me to be my best self. Do y'all see how the intention can weave into that? Is that making sense? Sometimes I can be a little woo-woo, so let me know if that doesn't make sense. All right, so if you want to just take a moment to think about your own intention that you want to set for that same movement of just raising your arm above your head. Just take a moment. Take a deep breath in and exhaling fully. And now when you're ready, let's move with that intention. Saying it in your mind, bringing your arm up, claiming whatever it is that you want to create for your life. And exhaling fully as you bring back down, aware of every moment, of every movement. And the same with the other side, just to maintain the balance. Good. Take a deep breath in. So how was that for y'all? Do y'all notice the difference between movement with awareness, movement with awareness and breath, and movement with awareness, breath, and intention? Monique, did you unmute yourself, sis? Did you have something that you were going to share with this?
No.
Okay. Sorry, I thought I saw that you unmuted. Anybody want to raise their hand or unmute yourselves to just share a moment about how that might have felt for you? Donna, I see you have to leave out. Did you want to share something really quickly before you go?
It felt emotional for me because I've never attached intent to movement or none of them, these 4 components. I never thought about attaching them to intent. There is a purpose to this movement.
Yes.
I've never thought about that.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that it is actually emotional. I will say there's been moments where, I've cried on my yoga mat. You know what I'm saying? I'm falling out. You know what I mean? Like, there's real, like the intensity of it. And even then being able to use the movement to keep moving that energy through my body so it doesn't get stuck, right? And so I appreciate that you shared that. I think oftentimes we think about the intentions that we set, or even just the movement, is that these things are their own separate thing. But when we really want to use them to transform and heal our hearts and our minds, we can. There are tools for us, and we can create any meaning that we want to create for it, right? And that is part of what, the transformation is that we are thinking about, is that this world is now at a space that we get to claim something new. We get to create a new normal. We get to create a new way of being because everything is changing, right? Everything is changing. Go ahead, Naru.
Oh, I was just gonna say I went to Brother Shaka's yoga class this morning for the first time, and
Nice, yeah.
I had that experience. I had an emotional crying. What is that from? I was just like, oh, what is this going on? Because I didn't really feel like in my mind emotional, but I guess my body released something, and I just started like tearing. It was so I experienced what you just stated. So I was like, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You said, what is that? And I think that this is part of what the process that I from what I understand, and many people can feel it very differently, is that, you know, there's our bodies, you know, when we think about how we remembering, the word remember is like to remember, to bring us back to our bodies, right? And that's where our memories are stored. That's where emotions are stored, is in our bodies, in our tissues. We say we got issues in our tissues, but I also say that there's motion and there's lotion in the motion. You know what I'm saying? That there's a way for us to move it through that helps us heal. And so when we're using our movement, when we're aware of our movement, when we're using our breath, and when we create some intention with that, then we're able to like move through what is there and get it out and into the world so we can release it if it's stuck, right? Or we can bring in what we need to help heal, right? And so I think that I know, like I say, sometimes I can be, you know, in my kind of new agey hippie world, but that's just kind of where I'm at. And I believe that there's truth in many different ways, right? And so I believe that when we are connected in our mind, when we talk about really this mind, body, and spirit, like what does that mean for us, right? Our minds, like, are we really thinking about what we're doing as we're doing it? And our bodies, are we moving with intention and awareness? And our spirit, what are we aligned to? How is our higher power or deeper power or greater power than us connected and fueling us in each one of our movements? And so when we're talking about healing from mind, body, and spirit, is an opportunity for each one of us to bring together what is real and what is true for us, to be able to use our tools and use our breath and use our body to really get into alignment with our highest purpose, right? With who we were really supposed to be in this world, with our deepest purpose, right? And so all of the elements, when I showed that triangle earlier about, you know, how there could be blockages along the way, sometimes when we're using these movements, it allows for those blockages to be undone, right? For the pain that we may have experienced from a broken heart, let's let that go, right? The pain that might be lodged in our, you know, when people talk about somebody's a pain in the neck, sometimes we really do feel a pain in the neck, right? And so let's let that move through, right? Let's let that transition and change, right? And so when using our body, using our awareness, using our breath, and using our intention can really be a tool for us to help transform our hearts, minds, and our communities.
Thank you for that. You know, I just want to tell you one more thing. You know, Sister Mizan, you guys know Brother Malone, Taste of Africa.
Yeah.
So the first time I tasted his food, so long ago, I had the same experience. I started crying. And he was like, brother, what's going on? I said, my body remembers this food, something in it was, I never even believed in stuff like that at the time. You know, I grew up in Oakland, we hood stuff, all that. But I didn't know anything about stuff like that. And when I tasted his food, and I had Ethiopian food, other African food, but when I tasted his food for the first time, I literally started like, but not like just tears. I started sobbing, boo-hoo crying, like, but it was crazy. And I knew that you know, that was some muscle memory or ancestral memory. So I kind of get it now what you're talking about. It's but I thank you guys for doing this today. I love y'all. You know that, right?
Thank you. Now I see you repping that Be Well Brother shirt too. I see you. Yeah. That's what's up. Thank you. Yeah, the body remembers, y'all. The body remembers, and we're able to use our body to help us heal, undoubtedly. You know, the ancestral legacy that we have, you know, on whatever line, you know, the body remembers. The body remembers. So, thank y'all.
Can I say something?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Oh, just like he said about the food, he started crying. Like yesterday, no lie, my girlfriend had made some grits and eggs, and my grandma, I had 4 grandparents die like back to back, like 2 years straight, right? Yeah, so she had made the grits and the eggs yesterday, and I literally felt like him, you know, because I felt like she made them just like my grandma. And I was about to get emotional. I'm like, how could I cry off some food? But, you know, you remember you know, something and something deep inside you, you know, somebody may have made or make you reminisce about, you know, your childhood memories, and it did. So I didn't go back and get none for the simple fact I didn't want to get emotional.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real.
And that's actually, this is Anitra, and that's actually how I taught myself to cook, by remembering the tastings of my great grandparents, great aunties. That's how I learned how to bake, and that's how I learned how to cook soul food. I could cook, but I didn't start cooking soul food until I was like 27, and I'm 45 now. So it's that remembrance. And now I've mastered it just by taste and crying and sobbing. And I figured out just through that how to cook my great-grandmother's food, because I was too young when she passed and know how to cook.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
The body remembers, y'all. Absolutely. And so we wanted to share with y'all one more little ritual. We have about 20 minutes left, and there's also another song that we wanted to share with y'all as well. But really quickly, as we're thinking about water rituals and ways that we bring intention to simple things that can help transform our lives, I'm gonna give y'all about 15 seconds if y'all want to grab a glass of water or a bottle of water, and just take a real quick pause, stand up, go stretch a little bit, and grab you some water. I know some of y'all have to go. Lori had joined us. She popped out, but thank y'all for her presence here. Julia has to go as well. We thank you for your presence too. Terry says, thank you for this healing place. Thank y'all for joining. We're not done yet. We're almost there. So we just wanted to get a little bit of water to share this simple ritual that we did. Y'all got your water? Thumbs up if y'all got water. You got water? All right.
Cool. Yep. So back in the day, when Spiritwurx was just being birthed, 2004, we had a homeschool in West Oakland. We had about 7 students. And, you know, beautiful times. One experience we would like to share with y'all was just when we noticed that the children weren't drinking a lot of water. You know, they love their juice, they love their soda, of course, things of that nature. When it came to water, it was just always a struggle. So what happened was we decided to ritualize how we, you know, get our water, right? So we would have the children circle up when we would pour them all cups of water. They would hold their water up to the sky, right? And what they would do is they would speak intention into their water, you know, strong water, powerful water, I love you. Water, help me pass this test. Water, help me run fast. You know, there's like kindergartners and second graders and stuff. So saying that to say, about 2 months later, you know, they pretty 2 much weeks, I think. Look at you, 2. It could have been 2 weeks, but they adopted the ritual and ran with it themselves. And we started to notice not only were they drinking more water, but we started to notice like a change in their attitude, behavior, grades, like everything, just from that 1 5-minute ritual around just setting an intention. And really just using, you know, water, going back to what Mizan was talking about the 4, you know, elements of that, you know, that intention and awareness, right? Just put intention into what you do. I guarantee you your water will alkalize even if it's tap water. I'm just playing with y'all. But you know what I'm saying? Keep it safe. But what I'm saying is it goes back to our grandmothers. I mean, I can share a similar story. When I was cooking and fell out last, you know, Thanksgiving, I was cooking some food my mother made. But what happened was all these foods, our parents and our grandparents, they were changing the molecules of the food. And this is my theory, right? Because we're speaking, there's water inside of this food. And there was a scientist that actually did a study around when you prayed over water, how the water molecules would turn into like snowflakes, like depending on what intention and prayer you would put over the water. You should look it up. It's a water experiment. You can look it up on YouTube. The water that actually got neglected and had negative energy sent towards it turned almost like sewage. It was a trip, man. But just know that water is life. And with that being said, I'd like y'all to join me in the ritual. You know, so speak life into your water or whatever liquid you have close to you. And if you don't have any liquid, just put your hand on your heart or your chest and just speak life and intention into yourself. And you can type your intentions into the chat box.
Strong water.
Strong water, powerful water. I love you. I love my people. I love my community. Allow this water to nourish all those that are around me, that are fighting the good fight for the liberation of our people, the liberation of this nation, the liberation of our world, and most importantly, the liberation of our humanity.
Yes.
Right? Let's get back to the essence. You know, I see love on here. You know, I'm saying all kind of just powerful affirmations. Take this with you, y'all.
Yes, yes.
And enjoy.
Ashe, drink up, drink up. Ashe. Nice, everyone.
Yeah, Lisa, that's what I'm talking about. It was the Japanese scientist. Black Power Water, that's what's up.
Water, you give us life. Thank you, water. Water for courage.
Water for courage.
Is thankful. Yes. All day long, y'all can speak life into your water.
Yeah.
So,
and that's also a superpower too. I'm glad you put thankful up there, because gratitude is the superpower of the now. You know, gratitude is what's always. You can't be upset and thankful at the same time. It's almost impossible, right? So utilize that gratitude. And also, I was talking to Mizan. He was talking about anger last night. I'm like, you know, if you are angry, utilize that anger. It's all good. Just don't have it be stuck inside of you. You know what I mean? Utilize that anger though. Like you say, it might be time for you to I'm sorry, Galaxy J7. Ramona.
Yeah.
I remember you were speaking on just, you know, organizing your peoples, man. I think that's a calling. That's an intention. That's what spirit is driving you to do. And, you know, if you don't get with anybody else, like Mizan was saying, I suggest that you do that, even if it starts with 3 or 4 people. You know what I mean? Because that's where it starts. And the key and the magic that I want to share with you is just being consistent. That's where the change and the magic is going to be. So even if you start off small, trust me, your community is going to take some of the edge off that frustration, even if it's 3 or 4 of y'all rocking together.
Yeah.
So just know that that's where it starts.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you already put the intention out, and that's kind of why I'm lifting it up. So, because really the time is now.
It is, and you know what? It's so crazy because like I'm just like a Black activist, and I just watch a lot of educational things and stuff, and it just eats me inside. Like I got to change, I got to do something, you know. And I just wake up, and then at times, you know, I'm crying and stuff because all this stuff is emotional, and it's like, you know, I shouldn't have been did something, but it starts right here. Like you said, long as I'm consistent, then then that's all that matters, and things will transpire and change and happen.
They will, and like I say, whatever we want, that's the magic in it all. Because you know, after, you know, there's gonna be a stillness. It's a lot right now, right? There's a lot of energy. This isn't gonna last forever. Even if it lasts for a year, that's not forever. So we gotta also be thinking about what the rebuild looks like, and you know, what kind of world do we want our children living in and our great grandchildren? You know, thinking 7 generations as we plan. And, you know, really what we do now, what we do today, what we do when we get off this phone is going to determine and set up that trajectory. So I want to share this track with y'all. That's actually, we have a video dropping on the 21st of June. So we'll definitely keep y'all in the loop. But it's called The Time Is Now. And it's kind of reflecting on my journey of healing, but also when I had to make a decision on what I was going to prioritize in my life. So in the chat box feature, if y'all could, if a line pops up to you, just pop it up, you know, let me know, you know, what's standing out to you. And then maybe if we, you know, have time, we can unpack the track a little bit. We got the lyrics coming up.
Y'all hear okay?
Yeah, it's okay to let that go. You know what I'm saying? It ain't yours. Lotus position, purging poison out of the system. Frankincense on the charcoal, burn slow, breathe slow. Stretch every muscle, head to toe. Water up, love my sons and daughters up. Keep empress with enough to overfill a cup. Plus she got yoga. Gotta keep self straight so I can provide for them. You brought us inside for them, into them without losing my movement, my growth, my influence, my inspiration to do it, pursue it and follow through with the music. Microphone and the students and family unit communing with a few men and women. I'm calling crew in the mission to put an end to the bullshit my people doing. The now Carters and Newtons organizing for the future, thinking if not us then who else. The mission is moving through us, praying the black Madonnas but act like they never knew us. They foolish thinking that we would never return to the true us. Yo, the Holocaust it only happened to the Jewish. They knew this, but every time we bring it up they misconstrue it. Ain't trying to hear it, my computer can't compute it. Remove it, then reboot it like I never even knew it. Blood flowing, still keep that ginger tiny brewing. Moving, meditation, I'll forever be a student. I'll forever be a student. Moving, meditation, I'll forever be a student.
Tell us now, where we gonna do it? Are we gonna sit back, do nothing like we used to do? No. Tell us now, tell us now, when we gonna do it? He'll sway, when we gonna do it? You know what? Tell us now.
Realize it takes courage and drive. I know you're nervous, still gotta nourish your eyes, your sight. I gotta flourish and thrive. That's right, hard to do when your hands is tied. The fight is inside, yo, you looking too wide. I was always looking out till my well ran dry. Oh well, live and learn, then discern your side. Master yourself for life, gon' start lashing your hide. Stay in your lane, be careful not to crash in your ride. We fam, but keep in mind who in the passenger side. Match with I, same passion and vibe. Imagine all we could do and provide if we tried.
Swear you ain't never lied.
Coincide with the most high. My eye balance out both sides. Choosing life almost died. Gotta hold your family close eye. These days make you wanna keep the toes tied. Post make a brother wanna close both eyes. Everybody walk around closed. Why? Everybody walk around closed. Why?
Tell us now, where we gonna do it? Are we gonna sit back, do nothing like we used to do? No. Tell us now, tell us now, when we gonna do it? He'll sway, when we gonna do it? You know what? Tell us now.
Time is now, y'all. The time is now. Give thanks, Naru. I see you, man. That was my biggest realization. You know what I mean? Especially doing the youth work and education. I'm sure you could relate, you know what I'm saying, with all the youth programming we've done. But, you know, any other comments, questions, thoughts?
What stood out to you? Any thoughts on that? Y'all can use the chat or just raise your hand. Y'all like the track?
I like the track. Yes, I like it.
All right. Just check.
You sound like Jeezy in a sense.
Oh, okay. Word.
Let me mute myself.
Word. I got a hand.
Oh, I got a hand. Go ahead, Mary. Go ahead. Oh, hold on. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Well, I just wanted to applaud. I think I need a little bit more time before I share more, but I just wanted to say thank you because it's time, maybe it's time to open up and let go of obstacles
Mm-hmm.
and othering.
Mm-hmm.
And just embrace compassion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Indeed.
Thank you. I think Naru had his hand up.
Yes.
Oh,
Go ahead,
peace.
Naru. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, I just want to say the track was dope. It had like a futuristic type of like a undertone to it. I kind of like that. I do want to say I don't really like the effect on the singer voice too much. Whatever that is, I want to hear dudes. Who is that singing, by the way?
Aristotle.
I want to hear his voice more. Why y'all ain't youngsters? Don't be putting all that stuff on your voice. Man. You don't need all that. Man, bring it back old school. Cut that out.
Yeah.
You know I got to keep it 100, bro.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I think fortunately we got some other tracks for you too, where you can really hear his vocal prowess.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my bias. I don't like all that on the track. I like to hear them, that singing. But you killed it as usual. Your lyrics always on point, bro. I love you.
Love you, brother. Thank you. I love the honesty.
Yeah.
That's the only way we gonna make it.
That's real.
Yeah. Thank y'all. Monique, go ahead.
I truly appreciate you guys, and you guys know how much I've seen you guys grow through the years when you guys been, participating or just hosting. And I truly admire how you guys are using different ways of reaching out to different people from all walks of life, just with breathing techniques and water healing and music therapy. It's really important to know that you have a wide range of people who learn differently, and to be able to bring tools that can effectively help somebody, even if somebody may not see music or as a way, but can see just speaking truth into their water as a way to heal. I think you guys are looking at it from a holistic standpoint, and I appreciate that as always.
Thank you. Monique. Thank you. So glad to have you with us, sis. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alicia shared a chat to us. Very nice music. Love the inherent talent. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you for that as well. I know our time together is coming to a close, but we wanted to just
let's maybe just end with one commitment for the week. Maybe just one commitment for the week as we think about the time is now. What is the time? What time is? Excuse me. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I ain't even gonna go down that path right now. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So if you could just put that in the chat box, just one commitment for your week. And then maybe that could continue on, throughout this month. I know Mizan and I are doing the 21 days of abundance. So we're going to be doing a raw fast. You're welcome to join us on that. You can email us if you want more information around what that entails. But, it's just time for us to also let go and just discipline. I think what's been coming up for me as I look at the looters and I look at kind of the importance of my health and wellness in the future is discipline. I have to step my discipline up right now. And, from spending to what I'm watching, to what I'm thinking, to, what I'm eating and how I'm working out. If we're really on this path of freedom that we're talking about, I think that's definitely one of the first steps because, this marketing and just kind of, they have our attention everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They have our attention. That's almost like the market, that's where most of the marketing money is going. I just want their attention. If I could have their mind, body, and spirit, you know what I mean? Everything else is gonna fall into place. So appreciate y'all. Breathe with intention. Yes. Yes, yes. Focus on my goals and honor my visions. There you go. What's one goal, Naru? I need you to narrow it down, baby. What does more courage in me look like? Okay. Dismantle fear, yes. There you go. There you go.
This is beautiful, y'all. Speak love into my water.
Yes. The water ritual is real, y'all. As I'm telling you, it's not something that we do every day, to be honest with you. But since we've been bringing it back, it's real.
Yeah.
Okay, I see the positive protest. Ashe.
Calm down and read a book. Yes. Yep.
One thing I want to say, if consistency is real, I would love to see y'all on Monday. Next Monday, another check-in if folks are available.
So we'll be doing this series.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I'll share that with y'all. So we wanted to share a few community resources with folks. Sorry, I thought the other side was first, but this one is next. Just on terms of like some healing resources for folks. There's also some others that we can share in terms of some organizing work that's happening if folks are interested in supporting more of that work. And then in terms of next steps for us, we'll be gathering every Monday through June, 12 to 1:30, really to jump off our week. And you can contact us and see more information on our website, on our Facebook, on our IG. We started now officially adding more content to our YouTube channel, which this recording will also go there. And then you can email us with any questions. And this is a love offering for us. We doing it because we know that there's a need for folks to gather, to have conversations, for us to be able to build with each other and really bring this healing. And so if you want to support that work, you can make a donation at Cash App. Money for Spiritwurx is our Cash App handle. And also on our website, spiritworks.com/stay-connected, you'll see a place to be able to donate there. And if you want more Spirit of the Nation music, he drops new music on Mondays.
We're actually running what time is now right now for the month of June, because like I said, we're dropping the in collaboration with my brothers. Shameless plug. I want to lift up, if you know any black men, if you're connected to any black men, we have an offering, 21 days of yoga for black men in the midst of this situation, this chaos that's happening in our nation. We know our brothers need to just breathe and come together in a safe space.
I think Naru said you joined in with Brother Shaka this morning
Naru,
already.
you want to give any feedback on how your session was?
Well, I already told y'all I cried. What more you need than that?
Well,
Oh no,
yeah, so, you know,
brother Shaka, man. Hey, he is like one of the most like calmest, chill like individuals like on the outside. He telling me he's all turmoil inside. I'm like, brother, we can't see it at all, because every time I see you, you are so grounded, so level. Like I was really honored to be there, and you know, I got a lot of ailments, physical ailments, but he's like he took it easy with me, you know, walked me through it. So I sent about 100 invitations out after that. Like, man, y'all need to come and do this. We're home now, and a lot of us brothers, you know, we try to be hard, and we look at yoga as some soft, but ain't nothing soft about yoga.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, real deal.
I'm typing in the link right now.
So if y'all want to share that link, we'll also send it out via email to folks who attended today, a link to this recording, and a link to the Namaste Ready's yoga sessions, and also the resources that we shared. So, you know, we appreciate y'all. Like the time is now, y'all. The time is now for us to heal and build and grow and love and share and you know, really transform. You know, we have this opportunity to reset. Let's reset together based upon love and truth and justice, y'all. We got this. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for sharing with us.
And in closing, if we could all just unmute real quick.
Yep. Actually, I think I can do it for you. I can unmute you all.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
All right, and just repeat after me. I am because we are.
I am because we are.
We are because I am.
We
are because I am.
May our circle be unbroken.
May the circle
be unbroken.
Thank y'all. Have a blessed day. Look forward to seeing y'all on Monday.
Yes.
You could also follow the Spiritwurx Oakland IG for any other updates as well.
Great.
Amen.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank y'all.
Blessings.
God bless
One
you.
love,
Love that
everybody.
shirt, Jeb. Love that shirt, Jeb.
Very nice to see you all.
Okay,
nice.
be well, brother.
Thank you, Lalonda, Lisa, Monique, Ramona, Anitra, Naru. Thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Nice
Mari.
job.
Thank
And
you.
meet your friends too. Really nice.
Yes. Take care, everyone.
Okay, see you next
Bye,
Monday.
Yolanda, Lisa.
See you next
Everybody,
week.
have a blessed one.
That's right. That's right. I want to end it. I want to end it.
And me for all, or just leave me for all? Okay, the red one, sweetie. Thank you.